Hi, everybody. Biohacking Blondes here. We are super excited today. We have Jody Hart with us, and we interviewed her husband last week, so we were very excited to have her here. She's a certified clinical thermographer dedicated to holistic well-being and early detection through thermography. Originally from Wisconsin, she moved to Florida as a traveling nurse and now works alongside her husband, Dr. Leo Hart, at Complete Care Chiropractic and Wellness Center. Inspired by a close friend's battle with breast cancer, Jody continues her work with a deep sense of purpose. At Treasure Coast Thermography, she utilizes state-of-the-art FLIR cameras and advanced software to provide a non-invasive scan that offers insights into your body's health, empowering you to make informed decisions for your well-being. Welcome, Jody. It's so nice to see
Thank you.
you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're thrilled. So tell us a little bit how you got into this thermography business.
Well, I had been seeing a lady, her name is Barbara, and I think my thing just shut off here. There we go. Her name's Barbara, and I had been seeing her since, I guess it's been about 16 years now. And I had like a lump on my breast that was showing up, but I was nursing my son, so I couldn't have a mammogram. And nor I really didn't want to do that anyway, but my husband actually found thermography for me. So I started, that's how I started. And over the years, and then I was having some GI issues. And so then she suggested I had like an upper body scan to cover a little bit more. And so I was doing all these studies for the last, 16, 17 years on myself. And then this lady decided she was going to move and wanted to sell her business. And at that time, I had my dear friend who was battling triple negative breast cancer. And she said to me, Jody, we should buy this. I'm going to need thermography for the rest of my life. And I said, wow, it's, great idea. And that's how it just it went from there. And now I have my own business and just love it.
That's amazing. That's so wonderful. And can you explain to the listener what is the difference between your technique, thermography, and mammograms or MRIs?
Yes. So when you're doing like a mammogram, MRI, X-ray, they're looking for structure. In thermography, the FLIR camera that I use is an infrared heat camera, and it's detecting physiological changes in the body. So those start very early on. We're not detecting structure. So in a mammogram, they're detecting the structure, which takes a long time to get large enough to be detected. That's why in thermography, they say we can detect stuff, 8 to 10 years before they can in other studies, because those physiological changes that we're looking for start very, very early on. And every time you have a scan, they're always comparing to your last study. So they're measuring the heat in that specific area, making sure that it's not changing, it's getting cooler, not hotter. That's kind of the main point of thermography, and why people come to me is also because they don't want the radiation. They're not getting radiated, at all with this. It's simply an infrared heat detecting camera.
So can you talk a little bit more about that? So let's say, for example, let's say a tumor, right? The heat. So you say that heat starts from that. Like, talk a little bit about how that kind of works.
Right. So let's say there was something going on in a breast. There's a tumor growing there. When we're detecting it in thermography, you're not detecting the tumor itself. It will be the heat. You'll kind of get like a vascular pattern kind of looking, when it's far enough along, it'll be like a vascular pattern. That's kind of like the blood flow feeding whatever's going on there. So again, we're not detecting the structure. And I get a lot of people who are like, oh, I want to look into my ovaries, or I want to look into my uterus. And it's like, sometimes there's better studies for certain things. But as far as the breast, it's amazing. I mean, amazing at detecting stuff very early on. Thyroid, carotids, sinuses, teeth, digestive issues, liver congestion, all these things, in the legs, vascular, diabetic neuropathy, we can detect all that stuff. Spine, musculoskeletal issues.
So when people come in and let's say like they're looking at the breast and they see something, you see, a heat pattern that looks, like it could be potentially a problem. What then do you do? Do you send them to like where do you send them after that?
Yeah, so when you come in for a scan with me, I take the images and I have the top of the line state of the art FLIR camera, and that does make a difference because the quality of the images that you're uploading to the physicians who are trained in reading this, I upload them to board certified physicians who are trained in reading these images, and they create the report. Then I get the report back and go over it with you. And I always go over the images from your first time to the next time, and we kind of compare. But then when they get back, I go over the report, and then you also get included in there if you don't have your own functional medicine doctor or you need our services. Leo, Dr. Leo will go over it with you as well, and we can help you from there. I do have, people I refer to if, God forbid, there is a high level of concern. I have breast specialists that I like to refer to that actually accept thermography, and I like to refer to them.
Cool.
Do you think that thermography is becoming more and more kind of accepted and known, or is it still?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. It's been around for a very long time. But as, people realize, what's going on in the, all this radiation cumulative year after year, sometimes multiple times a year, it's not doing us any favors. So people are really, I think people are definitely waking up to taking a more holistic approach to their health.
Yeah.
And what are the downsides of a mammogram versus thermography?
Well, like I said, it's detecting structure. So that structure, has to get large enough, which can take time, and the radiation. I mean, the radiation. And a big thing that just happened is in mammograms, they now have to tell you as of September 10th, they have to tell you if you have dense breast tissue.
Yeah.
That's got to be included because when you're doing a mammogram, like I said, it's detecting structure. So that structure, when you have dense breasts, it kind of shows up as structure, or it gets like a whiteout and you can't see the structure that's going on there. So things can be missed. We're not detecting the structure. And so if you have dense breast tissue, it doesn't really matter on thermography.
Wow. Okay.
But, it's great for women. Thermography is amazing for women with dense breast tissue, and half of women have that. And right. A lot of times when you have dense breast tissue and, things are showing up, and, you're getting sent for multiple mammograms, you're getting sent for biopsies, you're getting,
That happened to my mom too. Like every time she goes in for a mammogram, they send her, she has to go get a biopsy, and she has to go through this whole like scary, thing. And it's like, okay, so and then at the end of it all, you're just like, oh, okay, I'm fine. And then it's like, well, okay, like that was kind of a frightening thing.
Yeah.
And also, like a mammogram is kind of painful, right? I mean,
and people come in constantly that are, just scared because they're getting these suggestions that something could be going on there, and it ends up being nothing. But they've had that happen to them multiple times, so eventually they seek out thermography.
Yeah.
So I'm one of those people with the dense breast tissue, and I also had implants, right? Which, by the way, I want to get rid of. But it seems
that's good for thermography too. It doesn't matter if you have implants. There's no squishing. There's no.
This is the thing. So up till a couple of years ago, I was still thinking that mammograms is what you should have. I've just woken up to this, and it just seems so barbaric. They put my breast under. They're like, oh, sorry, we didn't squeeze it like enough. So they did it twice. That kind of like dislodged something. So I ended up with like a nerve sensitivity here in between. And I'm thinking to myself, this seems so barbaric and so old fashioned. That's kind of my thought after that, right? And of course, then it's dense breast tissue. Then you got to go in and do an ultrasound after as well.
Yep.
And the only thing that I hear and see is like, ching, the money, right? It's like a money machine as well. I feel it just seems very old fashioned. It seemed, so That's why what you were offering, it's just, it's kind of a
Oh,
no-brainer.
it's great, and what no better time to have this discussion than October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So
Right.
I like to call it Breast Health Awareness Month because the awareness with the little pink ribbon, that's plastered all over the side of Frosted Flakes and Coca-Cola.
Right.
Really not doing much to change our breast health around and prevent issues. So
Yeah.
I like to bring awareness to how we can change our breast health around and really make the changes.
So so what does that mean for you guys? And I know, but I feel like I want the audience to know. So how would you change someone's health around if they had some sort of indication that they might have a lump or something?
Well, for in the report, when you have a breast scan done, they'll often recommend, for a lot of women, we have a lot of lymph congestion. That's all up here under the arms. So they often recommend dry brushing, checking your vitamin D levels, iodine, if you have cystic breasts, all these things you can check, you can kind of turn around with those modalities.
Yeah. And those
But
are
you're at least
basic.
getting suggestions and offerings as how to change it.
Yeah. That's incredible.
Not wearing underwire bras. I mean, that's
Yeah.
a baddie. And wearing clean deodorant without
Yeah.
aluminum. I mean, there's lots of ways to try to change it around.
Yeah.
And it really works. You can see it from scan to scan when you make the changes.
Someone told me once that cystic breasts are caused by caffeine and coffee. Is that
Another biggie? Yes,
accurate?
absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the only reason, but it definitely adds to that for sure.
Yeah.
Before you come in for a scan, we like to say no. The caffeine definitely changes your heat patterns. So no caffeine a couple hours before you come in. But caffeine's definitely a big player in cystic breast. Yes.
Isn't that interesting? Yeah. She's got her coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what other, I know your amazing space down there in Stewart, what other biohacking modalities do you have, or what do you do for, as we are the biohacking blondes here, do you have some biohacking stacks that you're using and that you like and that you can recommend?
Oh, for myself, I was studying to be a genetic health coach because my genes, I just don't methylate. I think we've had this discussion, Alex, but for myself and a lot of spillover into, patients that come in that, I'm always sauna, all the modalities like Leo talked about in our office, the PMF mat, all of those things. I like to add in castor oil packs if, for women that have, or, not just women for breast, but for everything, liver congestion, you name it, castor oil packs. The list goes on, but.
Tell our audience what a castor oil pack is.
Well, you have this piece of felt, you put castor oil on it and you put it on the area of concern, and it definitely pulls out toxins and helps with any cystic areas you might have. I apply it like a little bit on my thyroid even, but it definitely helps detox and pull out toxins. Liver, great on the liver, great on cysts on the breast. And you just apply heat to it and, let it sit like 20 minutes, half an hour.
How often do you do that, Jody?
It depends for me on what I have going on.
Right.
I feel like castor oil packs are kind of like amazing. And even for people like if you have endometriosis or you have any sort of abnormal tissue growth, sometimes that can be it can be helpful on like putting
on your
stomach and on your around your uterus, that kind of thing. I use them like around my period time before when you're feeling like, like you're feeling like you're gonna die.
Absolutely.
And they make the pain go away in like one night if we wear it overnight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It's
And
kind of
also like when people come in and sinuses and teeth and everything show up great on thermography.
oh,
So often if they have like fungal infections or bacterial infections, I like to recommend, nebulizers with a little food grade hydrogen peroxide or silver.
Mm.
These types of issues. If there's stuff going on in their teeth, they have root canals, I often refer to biological dentists to get that looked into, because if stuff's going on in a root canal, you can see it tracking down in women, leading to breast issues,
Yes.
heart disease, later on in life. And 90% of the time, if you have a root canal and you also have something going on in your breast, 98% of the time it's on the same side as your root canal.
yeah.
Jody, we had Dr. Dome last week on our podcast. He's a biological dentist in Germany, quite famous. Oh, amazing.
Awesome.
It was
Well, I'll
awesome.
definitely want to listen to that
Oh,
one.
you need to listen to it. It's coming out today, I think, Molly, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That was pretty cool. And I found out about all of the like meridians with the teeth through Dr. Rao, and he is a breast cancer. He's like stage 4 breast cancer. Like if you have no one else to go to in the world, you go to his clinic in Switzerland, and it's called Paracelsus, and they do all of this stuff. But his first thing is that he discovered is that everyone with his stage 4 breast cancer, all his stage 4 breast cancer patients all had the same root canal and the same tooth. Like it was
Really?
literally
Same tooth.
same tooth. Like I don't know I can't remember which one it was. It's like 17 or something, but like it was like I was like, what? I was listening to his talk and he was like, yes, this is like that's my first thing I do. I send them to the dentist to get
Yeah,
it.
they definitely have, meridians connecting, and that's what I like to suggest for people to, if not a full body, to start at least with an upper body, because everything is connected in the body. And there's ways to tell. If you want to pull up some of the images,
Yeah.
Molly, I can kind of walk them through what these images look like.
Okay.
So on this one, on the side, you can see the temperature scale. So white is the hottest and black is the coolest. And you can see in this person's leg, they either have like a clot, varicose veins. So that's kind of what that's detecting. And the white areas will be the hottest, but you can kind of see that vascular structure going on there all up and down that right leg. That's indicating something is definitely going on there. So now the beauty of this is if you implement changes when you see this, your next one you can kind of compare. They'll do a comparison and see, how these heat patterns have changed.
Right. What would you do for someone like this who has like the varicose veins or
Oh, well, obviously then they're going to go see,
functional?
see someone for that outside of us, and then monitor it as you do your next scans.
Okay.
Do you have that?
Do you know what causes varicose veins, or is that a question for someone else?
Yeah, well, I mean, some of the triggers, excessive weight. I mean, just, there's all kinds of reasons.
Yeah.
I've got them.
Standing long periods of time and,
Yeah. So I think that's the big one, the like standing.
But that is a very
yes, can be that as well.
My dad had grapes on his legs. My mom called it big things of grapes. I've got varicose veins. I've had like 5 operations on them.
Yeah.
So
no fun.
No fun.
Okay, so let's go to maybe another photo. Here's another one.
Okay, so this one you can kind of see in the mouth. This isn't a great image of the mouth, but you could see if there was a lot. He doesn't have a ton of heat, but more on his right side for sure. And then this is representing the carotid artery. So you can see if there's heat in the carotid artery area, and you can kind of see where they're representing the thyroid there. Everybody's hot in the corner of the eyes like that, and you want to see the nose and sinuses are almost non-existent, blue, black, and nice and cool. You want to see in the sinuses. If you're a clencher, grinder, you'll see that light up behind the ears, up on the temple, it can light up. So we're looking for all of those types of issues in the head and neck. Also musculoskeletal.
What about the red up there by the brain to the left?
Again, sinuses, clenching, all those things will make that light up.
And what
these-
about, sorry,
Go
Molly. What about the carotid artery here?
Yeah, that it's hot on him. So
It's
now
hot,
if,
which
if
means
that
you
comes, if
block
that
your-
comes back, like on me, my left one is hot and stroke runs in my dad's side of the family. So
Wow.
that kind of just alerted me, okay, go get this checked out. Doesn't mean it's filled with plaque, but it's an area of concern for you. So now you can look further into it where you may have not known, you know?
And what is so are these images laid on top of this, or is this actually?
That's an overlay. So when
Yeah.
yeah, those are images laid on top of it. You're not actually looking at the carotid artery.
Right.
And I have overlays when I take your images that I have to get you in, so we can try to place it as exact as we can for the physicians reading these images.
Right.
Really amazing software we have.
Oh my gosh, that's really cool to look at that.
Amazing.
I've got to come in. Like, I've been dying to do this. I'm
Same.
like, schedule me tomorrow. Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
ready. Because it's just so fascinating. Like you must be, it's what a fun job to like look at these images. Oh my goodness.
It is. And I love that we have the services to offer, because a lot of thermography, you know, they're not doctors. They take the images, send them off, you get your report, and it's kind of hands off. I
Right.
love the fact that I'm in my husband's office, and if they don't have a doctor, we can help them. You know, if their thyroid's, you know, lighting up hot and showing issues and they're having symptoms, we can send you for full, you know, thyroid functional lab panels. You know, we can do all that stuff.
Amazing.
So
Yeah.
it's a nice service. It's not just, here's your report,
Right.
you know,
Off you
good
go.
luck. Because
Yeah.
people get scared when they read the report. It's very in-depth, and it's a lot of lingo that they don't understand. And so it's nice to have, you know, people to go over it with you, and it's not just hands off after you receive it.
And then tell us a little bit about the thyroid area. What do you see there sometimes? I mean, with the side.
It'll show up if it's hot, and in the report, it'll if it's lighting up hot in that area in the report, they'll suggest, like, if you're having these types of symptoms, you know, you may want to get this further looked at. And they'll explain all the symptoms that you could be having if you have hypothyroid, hyperthyroid. So you kind of have an idea, oh yeah, I am having, you know, those symptoms. And you know, then we would send you for full thyroid testing if you need it.
Love it. That is that's a cool image.
Because, you know, a conventional doc might just send you for TSH, which, you know,
Right.
doesn't really show too much. So.
All right, we're looking at a picture of hands. So this is
So this image, they call it the white glove effect. Often when you have hot hands like that, the hand should almost show up non-existent as well. So they should kind of appear black, blue, really nice and cool. These white hands and hot hands often represent diabetics, autoimmune conditions. So yeah, we can go from there with that.
I always find it so interesting when I'm talking to clients, like fundamentally, a lot of people just don't understand what diabetes is. I think they think it's like, oh, it's just, you know, like, oh, someone says I have diabetes, but I'm fine, like nothing's wrong. But like, look at what it can do to you. like your extremities can become you can't use them anymore. You know, I mean, you could have your arm amputated. You could, you know, and some reason, I feel like that there's this message out there that like diabetes is bad, but like nobody really fully understands, like, okay, what does that mean?
The inflammation it's causing, the effects down the road. Yeah.
Hair loss, like all kinds of weird skin issue, like all kinds of things. But then they still, you know, they still don't want to change the diet, which is so frustrating. It can be really frustrating. You have to really be
absolutely.
Like, you could lose a leg, you could lose an arm, you could lose all your hair. I mean, this is like very scary disease. Like, you know, like stop eating cake. Like it's like, you know,
right.
It's really.
But this is why I like people to do like an upper or full body, because even if it's not, you don't do it every year. If you stick, you know, you just want to stay with the breast every year. But I always like to start with an upper body, and you know, you can watch these changes. You know, when you start implementing changes, you can see, you know, is it working what I'm doing when you do your next scan?
Absolutely.
That's great. And Jody, can you talk a little bit about pricing? What do you charge for the different scans?
Yeah, well, right now I'm gonna be running $25 off for the month of October for Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Cool.
So any scan that, $25 off, so that's good. Upper body is mid 300s.
Mhm.
And breast alone 225,
Mhm.
and full body is 550.
Okay,
Cool.
perfect.
The only thing you're getting in the full body that you're not getting in the upper is close-ups of legs, arms, and like we just talked about, everything is connected. But if you don't have anything going on in the legs, everything else is covered in the upper body. So
Cool. I would imagine too, like your like uterus and that whole area is fairly interesting for women. Like, is that
yeah,
what you see a lot of like activity in that?
yes, I mean, I think it's better at picking up like digestive, liver congestion, pancreas, gallbladder, those types of things, because again, going back to the structure, it's not really detecting structure. So we're not going in looking into the uterus itself.
Got it.
Right.
Got it. Okay, cool. All right. So we looked at this one. Let's see. Here's a picture of a chest.
So this one, you don't necessarily want to see blue in the chest area. This gentleman obviously has something going on in the heart.
Yeah.
That, he's not getting good blood flow to the heart. It's lighting up blue.
Right. So it's cooler.
Yeah, so that's representing the heart area. And also they'll look at the back as well when they're looking into the heart. So I do offer a breast chest study. That's the breast and chest looking into the heart as well. And that's like $30 more than doing the just breast alone.
Got it.
Great.
Oh, here's
this is a good picture. The abdomen, you can see all that branching down on the right, liver congestion, liver, fatty liver, whatever they have going on there. That's what that's representing right there.
okay, this whole area up here.
Yep. And under the breast there, you can see where it's white. That's always white on everyone. That's not just hot because there's something going on there. So certain areas always light up hot. I mean, those folds, when our breasts fold over, we can't get those, ever cool. So that always lights up hot on everybody. Okay. But we do get images under the breast as well, which, in other studies, you're not really getting in the bra line area.
Interesting.
So that's good.
And Jody, what about the red just above the underwear?
Oh, that's probably a fold from either a fold or from the underwear, or maybe they had a C-section, or, there's scarring there.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. Very interesting.
Tell us a little bit about why people shouldn't wear underwire bras. Let's go into that since we're looking at this area.
The underwire, that friction that's constantly there, it'll start to clog your lymph. And so the lymph gets congested and can ultimately lead to cystic changes, and those can all lead to stuff down the road. So
what kind of bra? So just like a what am I thinking? What's the bra called that doesn't have the pads in it? It's just like
a sports bra, or like a
I mean, going braless is probably the best, but I understand, we all can't do that. But coming home and taking the bra off, being braless as much as you can.
That's what I do.
That's what I do immediately the second I get home.
I know. And once you switch, I mean, I used to wear underwire because I'm, bigger, and I always feel like that was more supportive. Yeah. But yeah, once you get out of the habit of not wearing underwire, you can't go back.
Yeah. Is there a brand? I mean, I know this is going to be everybody's next question. Is there a brand of bra or something that you
right? I mean, I did post on my Facebook and Instagram. Someone asked me that, and I like to go to Nordstrom. They'll fit you. They do a really good fitting. Yeah. Of course, obviously wearing organic, if you can, the organic material is better for you as well. But I at least, if you're, just finding a non-underwire, I've had very good success at Nordstrom with the Wacool, I believe it's called. They have a really good one. that's supportive even for, you know, larger women.
What is
Right.
it called? Hakul?
WACOAL, I believe. I have a couple different brands, but I think I made a post on it on my social media if you go back far enough. But yeah, there's that one and there is another one. I just can't think of it off the top of my head. But
What's your social media then? We'll share that at the end also, but just so people...
Treasure Coast Thermography. I'm on Instagram and Facebook.
Okay, perfect.
Amazing. And what about if you think about it, like sports bras that are like pushing super tight like this? That must not be good either then, because
I think anything that's, you know, preventing your lymph from, you know, moving, because our lymph doesn't have its own pumps, you know, it's
right.
And it gets stagnant. And you can see when people come in and if they're underwire wearers, you'll see the heat from that where they typically wear that on the sides of their breasts and underneath.
Wow, that's so wild. That's
crazy.
I know.
And then massaging your breasts with like an oil, that would
Absolutely. Another wonderful. Yep.
this.
Very good.
Castor oil.
And the getting the dry brushing is wonderful, and getting in the armpit areas and all up here very well. On another subject, but with women on thermography, hormone imbalance shows up really well. So women that their hormones are imbalanced, will often get this mottling pattern. I think the breast image, can you pull that up, Molly?
Yeah. See.
Kind of point that out. There you can see, this is, yeah, the other one, the first one you had. That one is that mottling pattern you see all up in the chest area. That often is hormone imbalance. This lady's probably having a hot flash. All that will show up. But it's great because a lot of women come in, they're on bioidenticals, they're, you know, taking hormones. And I've seen it with quite a few people that if the hormones that they're taking and the bioidenticals that they're taking are working, this kind of mottling pattern will kind of subside. If it's kind of causing more imbalance, you'll start to see more of this mottling pattern if it's not, you know, being balanced correctly. Yeah. And as we age, typically the breast tissue will start to turn more blue as we go through menopause, and we start to get more blue and green, cool as time goes on as we age.
When you're breastfeeding, does it look different under the thermography?
Yeah, we don't like to tell people to come in when you're breastfeeding, you know, a couple months, few months after. I mean, you could, if you're having an issue, it's not going to do anything, but yes, the, you know, ducts and stuff will probably light up hot. So
yeah, that's what I thought. That's interesting.
But if it's necessary, you know, we can look, because you definitely can't have a mammogram while you're doing that, but it'll definitely change the heat patterns.
Wow. What about, let's say, sport injuries and stuff? Can you detect that? What's going on? Like,
oh, absolutely. Did I give you an image of the back? Well, here we'll go over this one first. Okay. While you got it pulled up, so you can see on her left breast, it's nice and blue and green. Her left, there you go. Yeah. So that's nice and blue and green. You can see, you know, we all have our own heat patterns. You can see those little yellow dots up there. You know, we all have those. It's just whether they're within accepted range or not. And now compare that to the other side. Wow. That there's definitely something going on there. You know, wow. That's like, okay, that's got to be looked at immediately.
Wow. Wow.
So that you can kind of see there how that, and her armpits are hot. That's common. That's normal.
Yeah. And it's hot up here too. Is that normal?
Well, yeah, that's normal because we're imaging the breast. So that's going to change the heat pattern up there. As we would go up and image the neck and chest, we got to, you know, we set that all different. So you can't really look up there when you're imaging the chest.
So if you have a kid that injures himself on the lacrosse field or something, right? And he's like, I think I've torn something. Can you actually see that and identify, like, actually?
Well, again, there's probably going to be, but if you're looking at, torn ACL or, you know, there's going to be better tests for that because it's going to be hot. I mean, we already know it. There's going to be inflammation there. Is it going to pinpoint exactly what's going on? No.
Okay.
So certain things there's better studies for, you
Right.
know?
Yeah. That's kind of what I was asking. And so what role do you think technology plays in improving thermography? And are there any exciting advancements in the field that we all should be aware of? Like, are we moving towards even like better, or what's going on in the space of
Well, I definitely, as far as the technology, like I kind of went over already, our software that we use, I have the top of the line camera, and the camera does matter because as you can see here, how crisp these images are. I've seen other, images from other cameras that it's like, wow, how are they even making a report off that or seeing the areas of concern? It really does make a difference in detecting these areas of concern. And yeah, I mean, they've made huge advancements in the technology of the FLIR. Mine is a FLIR camera, and they've come a long way.
I can see like AI being integrated into this and like
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
spit out immediately a report.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
That would be, you should just like, if you go to your doctor, you just get a full like FLIR.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Oh my
you
God.
go for it. Wow.
Yeah.
This
But
is
I love the fact that I think more people are definitely becoming aware and taking their health into their own hands. Definitely, people are waking up to it for sure and becoming their, own advocate.
yeah, I feel like this like, so if you do a thermography scan every year, then you don't have to do a mammogram. Is that accurate then?
No, that's not accurate.
Okay.
They FDA approved thermography, but it's in conjunction with other tests. So I can't tell you
Don't go get a mammogram.
do this, you know, we know how that works. So I can't say do this instead of something else. But the
Right.
majority of women, especially that are coming to me because they don't want the radiation.
Got it.
And
You do yourself.
I couple it myself with having an ultrasound
Oh,
yearly. And yes, it isn't covered by your insurance, which is a lot of people's questions. I mean, we do give people the codes for it, and they can try on their own to get reimbursed from their insurance. Occasionally it happens, but it's not typical. But I am in a grant program also. But the grant program is closed right now. But that grant program will offer, up to $200 yearly to cover your scan. So that's helped a lot of people out.
Wow.
Unfortunately, it's closed right now, but whenever that opens, I like to offer that to as many people that I can, especially the ones that, need it financially.
interesting.
Yeah.
Can this also pick up on like if someone's having acid reflux or heartburn?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Because
I
like
have an
heartburn
image. I didn't give
literally
it
is
to you.
heat, like you know.
Yeah, I didn't give you the image, but there's an image that I have that it shows all in here. You can see the heat
Ah,
with the acid reflux for sure. And
yeah.
also that'll show up in that abdomen image. A lot of people that have acid reflux, having H. pylori, all those things will kind of show up on there. And then again, when you treat it, we like to treat, help people with if you do have acid reflux and we look further into it or digestive issues, we offer the GI map. And then go from there. It's great that we can help people with all these other functional tests as well.
Yeah, it's like the full package. You get the screening, you get, proof
Yeah.
of what's going on, and then you can do
Which
another.
I just did all those studies myself. So I'm excited to do my thermography this year. I'm a little overdue, so I'm excited to have mine done and see my heat patterns change. And like going on in the breast, they kind of classify it as like low level of concern, moderate, and high. And for 8 years, I was moderate level of concern. And then I finally dropped. So every time you do thermography, it kind of gets better and better because they're always monitoring, from your last study to the current one. And as you age and start to go through your hormonal changes, those patterns definitely change. And so I dropped to a low level of concern, and just realizing that those patterns that I do have are remaining stable
That's
Mm,
great.
and not changing.
That's great.
yeah,
Yeah.
amazing. So women in their 40s going through perimenopause and all of these changes, this is a good time to start getting these thermography scans too.
Yes. And there is no set age, if you have, let's say, a history and they start recommending you to start these, mammograms at 30, thermography is that's a lot of years of radiation. So, thermography, there's no age that you can't, start this, that you got to be a certain age. Anytime is a good time.
Yeah.
What is the radiation? Maybe you don't know it, but what is the radiation of the mammogram?
Well, I don't know exactly
Right.
those numbers, but I did make a post on that again I like to try and post stuff on my social media, educational stuff. And I
Yes.
did make a post on there, but I don't have the exact studies in my head,
Is it like flying back and forth to like New York to London type thing, or
I mean, that's a lot of radiation as well, but yeah, I
yes.
don't have that
It's
in my head.
interesting because I actually tried for the first time. I was in Orlando Airport and I was going through the how they want you to stand up and do the scan, right?
Yeah.
And I said I want to pat down, and the first guy goes, "No, you can't. You got to go through it." I'm like, "No, I don't want to do that." And long story short, he kind of insisted. After a while, he's like, "Okay, you can have a pat down then."
Oh,
So
really? He let you. Good
oh
for
yeah,
you.
yeah, because I saw someone posting about that actually they cannot force you
Oh,
to go through that. So
yeah.
they can't. And I wanted to test it out. So I tested and that worked. The other thing that
Well,
was
good to know.
which is good to know. The other thing I have to tell you about, which is very interesting, because we got the same PMF mat or PMA mat, which is from
Yep.
Centropolis, right? And okay, I travel with mine everywhere in the US. Never is a problem. In Europe, oh my God, I caused a havoc. In Gatwick Airport, coming into Gatwick and coming into Nice Airport in France, no, they didn't just stop me. They had 3 managers coming and
Are you
looking at this
kidding?
thing because it looks totally suspicious. And they showed me what it looked like. And it was like a battery and like all these wiring, right? At the top of the PEMF mat. And I
Looks like a bomb. Oh God.
it was
Well,
hilarious.
you don't want them confiscating that.
No,
Oh,
that's
no,
like,
it's inexpensive. So
Yeah.
instead of confiscating it, I taught them about PIMA technology. So I was standing there like having a whole like chat educate. They're like, oh, really? Well, if we get as much energy as you have, we're gonna get one. So
yeah.
it was hilarious. It was actually
That's
pretty
awesome.
funny, but they
After you
stopped me.
told them all about it, they were probably like, oh, okay, we're just going to keep this one for ourselves.
We're gonna keep it exactly like $2,600 later, but it was really interesting because I've never been stopped in the US with it.
Well, and all that is cumulative, right? So, year after year, sometimes multiple times a year, they're, telling you to, have these
Right.
other tests done. And yeah,
Right.
it's cumulative. So it's just all adding up.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, this is great.
Does the PEMF mat help with the radiation while you're flying, or it just helps you calibrate better too?
Yeah,
Just helps your
it
body.
helps you basically, and helps your cells to be healthier.
Yeah,
And
while you're flying.
it helps your
I
cells.
need to get one of those for home instead of just sitting on it at the office.
Oh,
I have
totally.
another little one that I have here, a small one, a small
Oh,
that I just use for,
I swear by it. Like I travel with it everywhere now, like everywhere. I love it. I start my
Yeah.
morning with it every
no,
morning.
they're amazing.
I think they're amazing. So yeah, no,
And it's great. Like people need it. I have all that available to offer as well,
yeah, this is so wonderful. So Jody, where can people find you? Your clinic, where is it? Your social media, where are you present? Where can people find
So
Jody?
I am 500 Southeast Dixie Highway in Stewart, in the Complete Care Chiropractic and Wellness office. And I'm on my website is tcthermography.com, as in Treasure Coast, tcthermography.com. And I'm on social media, Instagram, Facebook, Treasure Coast Thermography. And yeah.
That's
awesome.
great. And just quickly too, how long is, let's say, an appointment with you? How long does this take?
Yeah.
Depending on what you're doing, breast is pretty quick. Upper body can take, 45 minutes. I like to, there's paperwork you fill out, big, in-depth questionnaire. Those are all on my website, and I input all that, and the imaging doesn't take that long. Full body takes quite a while because it's a lot of images.
Right. And so is it basically like you just take your clothes off and you're just taking pictures? That's it. Like,
Yes. Yep. Taking pictures, standing in.
Okay.
No touching, whatever. You're standing in front of this little camera about, this big.
Right.
I have a privacy camera, so it's nice. I can operate my old one. I had to work, manually adjust the camera. Now it's, I can stand in another room, so everybody doesn't have to kind of stand naked in front of me.
Right.
So that's nice. Most women don't care, but yeah, you leave your panties on. We just, pull those down under the abdomen, but yes, top and bra come off. I have you cooling for a little bit, and it's very cold in my room, has to be, to keep, your heat levels down. But yeah, it takes about, 45 minutes for an upper body.
Wow.
Not too long.
That's great. That's pretty, I'm coming to visit you guys sometime next week. So maybe I'll try to.
Oh yeah. I'll look forward to it. I'll be there a couple days, so I'll look forward to seeing you, and I'll show you, and, we'll get you set up.
I would love to.
Yeah, there's no smushing, no touching, no nothing.
Yeah. That's the benefit.
Completely non-invasive.
Yes, which is really like a huge benefit compared to like kind of the scariness of going to the hospital and doing a lot of the other things,
Yeah, smushing your whole breast, like compressing it flat.
Yeah. Yep. No, none of that.
Biopsies and all the things. So yeah, there's huge benefits to it. So, but this has been awesome. I'm definitely coming in. I'm sold. Like I want a full body scan every part of my body and see what's going on. So I think
and I always try to post educational stuff on social media, and my specials too. So October is $25 off, and just trying to make women aware and, change their breast health around.
I think that's amazing. Yeah. So we'll definitely make sure to share this, again, in October a few times. That would be great, just to get people to go.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I appreciate it.
Yeah. It's wonderful. Thank you, Jody. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. It was nice to talk with you ladies, and I look forward to seeing you.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Take care. Take care.